asset or liability of human beings depending upon what for we are using our mind and how we are using our mind. There is nothing physical at all about mind. But in reality, mind is intrinsically metaphysical. Metaphysics is a major branch of philosophy related to science of the soul. Thus, what is not physical obviously cannot be tackled physically. Human brain is the hardware and mind is the software that is using the hardware brain. Hello friends, I welcome you to this program, How to Improve Memory and Concentration. And I call my YouTube programs as a YouTube document, video document. I really mean to say that whatever information that is disseminated through this program should be sustaining or should be sustainable from all angles of science, technology, humanity, and it should be holistic in every way is what I believe. The subject of mind is something which is very close to my heart, and so I have written 3 small books. I will show you the books. You will see it on the screen. 95% plus success, a guide to mind building. The second book I have written is Excel in Life through 4D, a fresh lease of life. The third book is Fasten Your Mind to Excel, an insight into Mind Lab. I call it as a mind laboratory. These books are available at Amazon.com, and in the description column you will find the link straight to Amazon.com where these books are listed. They are all e-books, very inexpensive. People interested can very well visit that Amazon.com and place an order. It's an e-book, inexpensive, but I will assure you that you will get tons of information which has got a long way to go in your life. Further, in the description column you will also find a link where an interview has been conducted to discuss about this book that is available on my YouTube channel. The links are available. Please do the needful if you want to know more and more about mind and take the maximum advantage. It is not a lesson from psychologist or psychiatrist. It's information given by me to anybody and everybody, and very easy to follow. There are no strict rules and regulations how to build your mind, how to strengthen your mind, because what we are talking about today is how to improve memory, how to improve concentration. Both of them are sort of knotted together in the sense that once you try to understand something with deep concentration, obviously it becomes a part and parcel of your memory. It is an indelible impression that you have imprinted on the mind. Whether it is the duration, the lapse of period will definitely not make any difference. It will be permanently inscribed in your mind. So concentration and memory. If you learn something, if you get some information where you are highly attentive, I'll go into the details one by one. Highly attentive and listen or get that information or read that book or whatever you want to memorize on a long-term basis, concentration becomes first. So it's a sort of a chicken and egg story. Whether it's concentration is something coming out of memory or memory is coming out of concentration. Actually, the starting point is concentration. Concentration As we proceed further, I will give you hints and tips what to do about concentration, how to master the concentration aspect, and that is what is reflected in my 3 books, where there are very simple books, maximum 100 pages, less than that even. So please do the needful, buy that book from Amazon.com. I am not trying to promote my book here. It is just I am giving a piece of information. Okay, so I hope my friends will appreciate this point. See, as I have already mentioned, memory is therefore knotted together with concentration. And here there is a huge difference when psychologists and psychiatrists use the word mind. They are very selective and very careful, because brain is a physical part of the body, is a physical organ like other organs, may be sensitive in so many ways. The nature and characteristics will definitely be extremely delicate, and they use the word mind selectively. They would suddenly, when they talk about something related to the metaphysical mind, from brain they suddenly switch over to subconscious mind. I am not criticizing anybody here. It's not a criticism. I am just placing the facts before you to highlight how to practice concentration, which also helps us in so many ways. Let us take the input to the brain as per the psychologist. I am here very careful to say that it's brain, not mind. The input information to the brain, I will give you the statistics. You see the percentage there. Through eyesight, we are gathering 75% of the information. Information acquisition by the brain, 75% of it is emanating from our vision, eyesight, 13% from hearing, and 6% by touch and feel, 3% by smell, 3% by taste, our tongue. So this is the way brain is acquiring data or information. So we need to take lot of hints and tips from this to improve our memory. The next point I would like to put it before you is, like, if you want to improve your memory, there is a dire need to encode. Encode could be a technical word. Even the software developers use that word, encoding. That means, let us say you want to recapitulate this program, or you want to memorize the contents of this program. One is by seeing, one is by hearing. The third could be, you can always bring up your own coordinates. What was the ambience? Like, let us say you correlate with something else, you convert it into something else. Maybe if you are talking about the day, could be your birthday, could be the marriage anniversary, could be your son or daughter's birthday. So you will, that means you are benchmarking, you are coding it. That means from one forum to another forum, you are converting the entire 15-20 minutes this YouTube presentation into something else. What is that? That is it is circumstantial. Supposing, as I said, that it is your son's daughter's birthday, okay, this program, whatever was said in that, I heard it on my son's birthday. So encoding is a mechanism to convert from a particular forum to another forum. That is very important. Then comes structuring of the information in the brain. I am using specifically brain. We will go to the mind a little while from now. So you need to structure how to place it in the memory, that is in the brain. So structuring of the data is quite important. That is what even the software engineers do that. Then comes the third point, that is recall. Recall is definitely dependent upon the kind of memory, how it is structured, whether you want to search it sequentially, that is what software engineers attempt at. Of course, they will have a multi-cornered attack to get some information that any surfer or from the computer they need. They will coordinate a lot of factors. That's typically the same thing it happens. From a philosophical point of view, that is, from the mind. Mind, as I told you, is metaphysical. There is nothing physical at all about mind. You will not find an iota of anything physical related to mind. You can call it as a concept. In fact, there is more to do with the science of the soul, which unfortunately is not encouraged in any university. It may not be possible. I am not criticizing anybody there again. But I am giving you my personal opinion. From a philosophical perspective, soul and mind are knotted together. So, mind is an abstract word. There is nothing to be, nothing physical at all about mind. But when it comes to the realities of our life itself, science have called as an illusion. Set it aside. We are not on that point now. So, mind comes into picture in a very big way, and translating into our physical realities, that is the brain. How it is stored in the brain. First of all, how the information input is encoded, then structured, then give it a proper place in the brain. So that means all our sensory perceptions are continuously gathering information from various senses, various organs of the body, what we call as panchendriyas, the 5 sensory perceptions of our human body. That the brain feels it. Then obviously the confusion could be, what are you saying? Are you saying about brain or are you saying about mind? In fact, it is a combination of both. One is physical, one is metaphysical. So now, back to our subject of how to improve memory, what I have said is, to say it in 2-3 sentences. One is, whatever we want to memorize, whether you call it a short-term memory, long-term memory, or just a memory required for the time being, is absolutely short. Like remembering a telephone number, the best memory is to just jot it out so that we see it again and repeat that. That is also memory. So in effect, whatever you want to improve, whatever you want to memorize over a long period of time, maybe out of sheer need of your profession or anything, the best way is to encode it, combine it. Take another incident. I will give you one small example. Let's say an executive of a company is discussing with his superiors or the boss, whatever you call. I don't mean much by using that word boss. With his superior, let's say. There is something serious which matters to the executive as well as to the management. Now that has to be memorized. My suggestion in such circumstances is, okay, fine, as the talk goes on, as both the boss and the executive are discussing a subject that is of great importance, that has to be necessarily memorized by the executive. He needs it for various purposes. Let's say somebody interrupts the conversation. So that interruption of the conversation can be a benchmark, can be a pointer. You can always remember, look, I was discussing seriously with X. Y came in between and the conversation was interrupted. can very well be a factor which is adding or helping you to memorize that. Or let's say, in the same context, someone drops a coffee cup. There you are hearing the sound. So that means several faculties, more than one faculty of vision, listening, there can be something inaudible that can be added. That means the coffee cup broke, there was little fuss for that moment, but it doesn't come in the way. So memory can be improved in so many ways. That means in effect what I am trying to say is, if one subject is of great importance, which definitely needs memory, long-term memory, you need to correlate it with some other point, preferably audible, like a phone call comes and the boss talks about something else. That can also be a sort of you can capitalize on that and use it as memory. Such things will definitely help improve memory. So the universities cannot teach memory. We have to practice it. That comes by the discipline of the mind. It's a very long subject. Like I may not be able to cover the entire thing or give you many more hints and tips in a short period of 15-20 minutes. That is humanly impossible. So in effect, 2, 3 or 4, whatever number of sensory perceptions can be coordinated together to memorize will definitely help. Let us say a student who wants to be more perfect or perform better in, let us say, mathematics. There what happens is, he has to dedicate all his attention onto that. He should know first of all that he has a weakness in a particular subject and he needs to pay more attention. How will he pay? When he is taking lunch or dinner or snacks, breakfast, whatever, or he is under the shower, the mind is totally not occupied. Mind is never used. It's an automatic function. When you go to the shower, you know how to control the temperature, what should be the force of water, so on and so forth. So the mind is practically not doing anything, but maybe thinking about some other television serial or some other story which is unwanted, whereas he wants to memorize more on mathematics. He needs to press his mind, okay, think about that only. This is another way of improving the memory. Okay, now after having said this about memory, let us now go on to concentration. Concentration is the outcome of how much attentive you are on the job or any assignment that we have on hand. In case of students and in case of even the adults also, grown-up adults, writing gives us a long-term memory. Whatever we want to really memorize, we can at least jot down the points of great importance one by one. Keep on doing it 2-3 times. That will help you in retention of the memory. That means while doing that, all the sensory perceptions, information, input to the brain has to be focused only on that particular subject. This is what concentration is. Whether his legs or hands or ears or nose or throat, any organ of the body and every organ of the body, entire attention has to be on the subject. So much so, if I want to concentrate on this video shoot, which you are seeing now, my concentration should be so much that someone stands besides me, I should not be able to feel it. That means all my sensory perceptions are totally on the camera I am looking at. What happens besides me, behind me? No, nothing. I will not recognize. That is what concentration is. When I talk about concentration, I am tempted to say at least 15-20 minutes a day, get up early in the morning from your routine time, sit in meditation. Meditation is nothing short of clearing up the garbage of the mind. At that point in time, please do not think about any subject on earth. Focus at the third eye or the Shivnetra, what they call it. Keep on doing it. Maybe we don't want to go into any religion, spirituality and all that. Count 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count mentally, not physically, because physical means it becomes a mechanical exercise. You need to count mentally so that you don't allow your attention of the entire brain. Let me use the word brain here. Actually, it's the mind doing the job. And keep on doing it for 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, and increase the time. I mean, it may look very funny. Why should I count 1 to 5 for no reason? No, there is a reason. At that point, all the faculties, all the sensory perceptions has to practically die down. Focus only on mentally repeating 1 to 5. This is one best way of disciplining our mind, controlling our mind. Then the concentration comes. So, to cut short this conversation, let me summarize. Memory is an offshoot of concentration. That means all the sensory perceptions of the human body, which is perceived by the mind as information input, has to be contextually encoded, converted into whichever is your convenience. Maybe that you would like to correlate with some ambience when you found that interesting subject. Do that, but let not the mind go too much into the ambience. As a sort of a tag, you should attach that tag or encode it, then structure it, like when did this happen, when it will be required. That is an automatic process. There cannot be any hard and fast rule on that. Then recall. Recall is something like the random access memory of computers, RAM, random access memory. If the memory is strong, obviously random access memory also will improve. The recall will be very fast and quick. That is what makes the difference in life for everybody. So, I hope I have disseminated some useful information about how to improve memory and how to concentrate. Concentration and memory go hand in hand. One cannot happen without the other. But on the top of it all, what is required is the discipline of the mind. Mind has to be properly controlled, tutored, made to do whatever job we want to do on that. That there is a dire need of discipline, the life. Everything has to be disciplined, highly disciplined. Then memory also will improve, concentration also will improve, and one will help the other. They're all sort of coordinating forces towards the same goal. And if we have good concentration, which is absolutely required for making a living in this world, and more the concentration we have on the job, more our life becomes smooth. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe for my channel, and let's see again. Thank you. Bye-bye.